All right, I need Mr. Loyd placed under oath, please. Yes. All right, if we could, remember he affirms. Okay, yeah.
Raise your hand, please. Do you affirm that the testimony that you shall give this speech shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right, Mr. Loyd, same rules as always apply. Don't tell me anything you and your lawyers have talked about. Are you satisfied with the job your attorneys did for you in this case? Yes and no? All right, what is it that you're not satisfied with? Whose blood sample, sir? Okay. You got to speak up.
Asked for certain things to be said and addressed during closing argument.
And what were those things you
They
wanted
wasn't done.
said?
What was those things?
Yes, sir.
I wanted them to go over their diagram that they established, I guess, it was like about 6 papers. About 6 papers. I got all this stuff right here. On them 6 papers they wrote, they said Ron looked out the window. I was at 2, she was at 1. And I wanted him to address this for the jury so the jury can hear. They said, I went from 2 to 4. What I walked that way for, I don't know. Ron said that, because he got me from by him, because all 3 of us together, and he attacked me. So he made me walk from 2 to 4.
Mr. Lloyd, I don't want you to retestify. I just need you to tell me what you wanted your lawyers to argue.
And I want him to go over the same thing, what they wrote up. I wanted my lawyer to go over it and show the jury the BS that they wrote up, because then he said she went from 1 to 5. If I went from 2 to 4, and she went from 1 to 5, and she ever wanted to go in the house, why she didn't just go in the house then? Because that never happened.
All right, what else did you want him to argue?
So I wanted to go over all that. Even the last 3, they cut off the crime scene because the show, they got me running this way, which would have me, they had the whole crime scene on there, it would have me running away from the car.
Okay. Anything else?
Because that never happened. And then if she walked from 1 to 5, and Ron said he came out from 6 and stopped where she was, why did she ever stop if she ever tried to go in the house? She never tried to go in the house. And I wanted all this addressed, and I wrote everything down. Let me go. I said, Ron said he stopped where Sade was, so Sade stopped and never tried to go in the house. It said 2250 of their paper. Everybody runs, or Sade runs to the front door for nothing. I said 2251. If I shot Ron and Sade is behind Ron, if he falls to 10, then that means Sade is right behind Ron. So on 2252, why would I walk this way, step over here, step over Ron to get to Sade when Sade was behind Ron? If I shot Ron, he fell that way, Sade is right there. I go straight up. Why would I walk this way, step?
Mr.
The whole
Lloyd,
story they made up
Mr.
is
Lloyd,
BS.
I just need you to tell me succinctly, in as few words as possible, what you wanted your lawyers to argue. Go ahead.
I wanted them to, I don't know what they call it, the exhibits. Just keep reading.
Yeah, just read it as you wrote.
It said, 2252. Why would I walk this way and step over Ron to get to Sade when he's saying Sade was behind him when I shot him? And why would, and then the what the fuck issue, just like I told him, they made up what the fuck. I never said what the fuck. And he said I said what the fuck. I never said what the fuck. They made up what the fuck. Her son made it up to try to make me look bad, but what he did, if anything, didn't help the situation, because it shows that something happened to me for me to say what the fuck. So now her mom tried to take the what the fuck out of my mouth.
That's enough with the word, okay? I know what it is.
All right,
So
well,
you
so
wanted
his
them-
mom tried to
You wanted
take,
him to argue that. All right, what's the next thing you
All
wanted
right.
him to argue?
because now if they heard the what the F issue is dealing with the same thing, because now, if her son supposedly heard, he said it was my voice, so he put that in my mouth to try to make me look bad, but it would show that something happened to me. But that's why when I got on the witness stand, I never said I said what the F.
Okay.
So now, she tried to take the what the F out of my mouth and put it in her mouth when her son said it was a male voice. So now, if he heard me say what the F, this is what I'm finna get at. So now, why didn't no one hear the banging on the door that Ron said Sade did? Because Sade was never at the door. No one was never banging on the door. So they took the what the fuck away, excuse me, they tried to take the what the F away because there was never no banging on the door.
Okay,
So
what's
2253, why is Sade still running to the door? They got on like the last 5 papers. They got everything changed positions, but every time it keeps saying Sade running to the door on this paper. Sade running to the door. Sade running to the door. So when she gonna stop running to the door, she was never running to the door. The
All right,
whole
so you
thing
wanted
they
him
made
to
up
argue,
made no
Mr.
sense.
Lloyd, you wanted him to argue about Sade running to the door.
I want him to
What's the next subject
to argue
you
about the
wanted?
whole thing.
What's the next subject you wanted?
And then they cut off on the last 3. They cut the crime scene off because I told him from the very beginning. I'm like, man, look at this. This is what they are doing. I know what they're doing. I'm from the streets. I'm highly intelligent. They done cut the crime scene off at the last 3. They got the whole crime scene showing on the first thing, like 4 pages. On the last 3-4 pages, they cut the crime scene off because then they put an arrow make me run this way because they tried to put me in the path or the bullet path where the shots was coming from, where Ron attacked me, and we ended up over here. And then they end up saying that, and I knew that what they was trying to do, but the path they had me going, they say I'm running away, excuse me, because I'm not upset, I stutter. So when they saying I'm running away, but if you had the whole crime scene showing it, when they had that market and I'm running away, it got me running away from my car. What am I running that way for? They just tried to put me in the path where me and Ron was
So you
where
wanted
the
him to
shot
argue
started, where
about
the
the
shot was
crime
fired
scene.
from.
What else did you want him to argue about?
Yeah. And also I wanted some blood tested because they moved the body.
You told me you wanted some blood tests.
Yes.
You don't need to tell me why. All right, what's the next thing that you're not happy with?
And then I also want him to let them know the fact when Ron came out, because they questioned me, they were like, well, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? But Ron came out as soon as we came from the backyard. And he asked me why didn't I leave, and I told him. Because Sade didn't ask me to leave. Matter of fact, Sade asked Ron to leave. So they should have been asking why didn't he leave? But he had something in his mind. He was thinking whatever he was thinking when he came out.
So you wanted him to argue
I
about why
I
Ron
wanted them to
didn't leave?
bring
Okay.
order, because she told him to leave. She never asked me. She would have told me I would have left. She never asked me to
Mr.
leave.
Lloyd, this is not an opportunity for you to testify, just
Okay.
to tell me what you do, what you
And
wanted
then,
to
and
do
I also
afterward.
want him to show, Ron said, when he testified, from the stand to here, I shot him. So he said I had the aim or the ability to shoot you from that far. Then you say I stood over you and I'm missing you. I can't shoot you in your heart. You say I'm trying to shoot you in your heart. And then Ron also said he got hit when we broke, and when the gun, when him was touching, we broke. He got hit up here first by his chest. Then he got up in there. He got up on there and said I shot Ron in his chest on the ground.
All right, anything else you wanted your lawyers to argue that they didn't?
And then I also want him to argue the fact, want the jury to know that Ron, he's shot, he's supposed to be out of commission, whatever, but he can account for everything that happened. Because he can't, he made it, he made that stuff up. How you on the ground, out of it, but you can tell everything that
All
happened.
right, so you wanted them to argue that he made things up. What else did you want them to argue?
And then I also wanted him to show that Ron said I shot Sade because she wanted to walk in the house. I'm not finna shoot because she want to walk in. She got my child.
Mr. Lloyd, you are not to address
Wait,
the audience.
he's
This is a
saying,
conversation.
Ron,
Mr. Lloyd, do
Ron,
not talk over me. Stop. You address me. All I need to know is short, succinct subject matters, what you wanted them to argue.
All right,
This
and-
is not an opportunity for you to testify. Go ahead.
Well, Ron said, I shot Sade because she wanted to go in the house. And I had wanted him to let the jury know also that I never tried to stop Sade from going in the house. I didn't try to stop her from going in the house when she went and got a gun. So I ever tried to stop her going in the house. Why I ain't stop her that time? I never tried to stop her from going in no house. And also, in Ron's initial statement, when the police talked to him off record, which Ron admitted, the story he made up made no complete sense. So if she was at the door, he said she was at the door when I pulled out and racked the gun and all this other stuff. If she was at the door, and you saying I shot you, why she didn't just go in the house? Because the door was unlocked. And Ron said in his statement he's pretty sure the door was unlocked, but the investigators tried to get him to say the door was locked. Now he come in his depot and said the door was locked. The door was never locked.
So you wanted to argue that his testimony was incorrect, correct?
I want him to bring up all these issues.
Okay. All right, anything else you're unhappy with that your lawyers did or didn't do? Witnesses they didn't call, that you wanted called, people you wanted deposed, anything like that?
Yeah, some of my witnesses, they was scared because the police was already framing them, which was my niece, and which was one of my other exes.
Question is that you wanted your lawyers to call and they did not call them.
Not that I could think of right now.
All right. Mr. Lenneman, did you make a strategic decision to make the closing argument that you made?
I mean, I felt that, I argued based on the evidence, and, other than apparently I misspoke on one occasion, indicating that Mr. Loyd was guilty, and it was brought to my attention, I was not aware of that at the time. I think I corrected it in front of the jury. I'm not sure if that was sufficient. If I was Mr. Loyd, I would make that a complaint against me. Do you have a complaint against me for that, Mr. Lloyd?
Yeah,
Can't hear you, Mr.
I was
Lenneman.
telling Kate about all the stuff was going on.
All right.
I felt you weren't doing a good job, and you
So,
put
Other than what you've told me, is there anything else you're unhappy about with your lawyers?
yes, because he put what the F, because what the F.
We've already discussed that, Mr.
No,
Lloyd.
but I'm saying it right now. I'm not going to go back into what they say. I'm saying he put what the F in my mouth because just like I said, that would help me.
You've
But I
already
never,
discussed that with me,
I
Mr.
never
Lloyd.
testified to that, and I
All right.
always told them I never said that. They made that up,
You've
trying to
already
make me look
discussed
bad.
that
But
with me,
it
Mr.
would
Lloyd.
help
We're
the
not
case out.
going over it again. You're done. All right. Thank you very much. Anything else we need to discuss, folks? All right. Court's in recess. I'm closing court for an hour so that everyone can go get lunch. Make sure the clerks have a phone number where they can reach you in case the jury has a question or reaches a verdict. Thank you.